makhosi noitongomali siyakhuleka ezinhlonhlweni noitongomali siyakhuleka makhosi noitongomali siyakhuleka ezinhlonhlweni noitongomali.
Thokozani kunina nonke bogogo nomkhulu phamisa izandla nje ngiyanibingelela nanonke ngithi amen kwabathandazi amen kunina nonke sithunywa ngithi mangiphaphathe nje ngifuna ukuthi nami ngivusele amathonga akithi uwona kangisize ukuze ngikwazi ukuthi ngikhulume phezu kwesimo sikamoya on things that are relevant to spirituality and understanding izinto ezithinta umsamo, ithongo, idlozi and so forth. So ngingaphaphatha amathonga akithi ogatsheni oboya benyathi obusomsomlukompongozo ngalo nina amandla okuzihle ekhaya ngomsokelo sizothi zwelo usinto umuntu amasana namamthena abathi bayothi amadoda mawande ngiphinde nje ngithi ngiyaphakamisa ngiyaphaphatha kunina mathonga amahle akithi akubaba umakhanyongo nokumede kuphatha okuza kuyena ngesitha ngithi nje naseyithunyweni inkosi yami zakithi kakhulukazi nje ko Hadebe impela ngithi hayi masiwenze lo msebenzi siphinde sabuya after 2 weeks ukuzokhona ukuthi ede kulwazi lolu esasigcine kulo 2 weeks ago when it comes to umsamo ne. So we broke it down into 2 parts. No, part 1 and part 2. So manje yenzo part 2 ne. Part 1 we highlighted. We broke down actually. I should say highlighted, but we broke down umsamu as to what is umsamu, the different types of umsamu. So there was umsamu kubaba, umsamu kumalume, umsamu of the marital home, and umsamu umuntu olapha. Okay, and who handles these umsamus? And we also touched on isimo sokuthi when it comes to umsamu, your cultural background is also very, very important. It plays a role, a very vital role, on how things will function when it comes to isimo umsamu. So we spoke about that, and also the difference between usiko nesiko. Those 2 things are actually quite different. All right, so if you want to know more about that, you're gonna have to watch my previous video. And now what we'll be speaking about is when to bring in a healer. So patuna, so when do you bring in a healer? Ne? And noguti which healer deals with umsamu izinto ezimosha umsamu nokuthi umsamu uvuswa kanjani. All right, but before we move forward ngithi nje mangicele nabogogo namakhehla mahle ukuthi please don't forget to go and subscribe to my channel, nikhona ukuthi ni like and comment, please do interact with me on YouTube. There are things obviously and I think we've spoken about before that I cannot respond to as into etulile, but other than that nje please do go and subscribe. Let's reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers. I think as I had said, I'll be doing a giveaway to 4 people. So 2 are going to be from my normal subscribers, and then the other 2 will be from members. But with members, you have to be a member for at least 3 months. All right, so please go join, be a member. There's some great benefits that we have there, and there are the different types of memberships, but I will also try and put the link in the description below. Nikwazi ukuthi nijoyine nibe ingxenye ye community yethu. So our private community, an extension of my Mpande family on YouTube. So very, very, very happy about that. So please don't forget, we're definitely going to be doing, we reached the low 5,000. 4 people, we're doing the giveaway, and I think one of the things that motivated me is that I would love to do something just to show appreciation for you guys supporting me, you guys being a part of my journey, you guys actually nani nikhombisa uthando ne-appreciation of what I do nolwazi engifike ngilethele kona kule platform lena. Also, please don't forget to go follow me on my socials. So go Instagram na go Facebook. Go Facebook ngokumakhosi Thandi. Go Instagram ngokumakhosi_Thandi. And then yeah, I think those are the socials, because I think with Twitter ngisanda nokubuya. Twitter phela unokuthi ube dojinyana. So in Twitter ngisanda nokubuya, it's Makhosi Thandi nokuthi angiphosisi nakhona. But just to get into it, nesikhona ukuthi simasiqale, when to bring in a healer. By the way, I have Ushabalala with me today. It's just that akafuna ukuvela, but he'll definitely be commenting. Na athi nje fafa uncane. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi uyafisa ukuthi nje bakwazi ukuthi khona bingelela. He's literally just smiling at me. Uthi nje awu. Amen bazalwane.
Amen.
Seriously, do you think they could hear that?
I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Nah, I think yeah, he'll be commenting as naye kube khona okwakhe afuna ukuku-eda, because uthwasile and njengesongoma nje siphelele impela, but usebenza kakhulu ngesithunywa more than anything. So umuntu nje othwasela umngoma but usebenza kakhulu ngesithunywa. I think nganganichazela ngalokho as well ukuthi khona abantu uthola ukuthi they're very balanced, njengami I'm very balanced. Ngisebenza ngesithunywa, ngisebenza ngedlozi, if and when it requires ngiyashintsha based on umuntu ofikile ukuthi okay mhlambe lo udinga isithunywa or udinga kakhulu idlozi, but ngiyakusebenzisa ukubili. Ushabalala naye uya umandla emngomeni when it comes to isimo sakhe sokunyanga semithi, but ugxila kakhulu when it comes to ukuhlola, because uyahlola naye when it comes to ukuhlola usenza kakhulu ngesithunywa. So yeah, it's quite the balance between us. So when it comes to izinto ezithinta umsamu, I think he's quite knowledgeable as well, especially because kakhulu when it comes to umsamu, I tell everybody this, ukuthi always go for the option yomthandazi first when it comes to umsamu, all right? Which leads us to lento ukuthi okay, angiqale ngayo ukuthi which healer deals with umsamu, ne? All right, so when it comes to umsamu, isangoma esidila nomsamu, nomthandazi odila nomsamu. Those are the two. Inyanga never deals with umsamu. It will never happen, because inyanga ayikwazi ukubona, inyanga ayikwazi ukuthi idonse emoyeni when it comes to what's going on when bafika kumuzi umuntu in somebody's family home, or maybe yolapha abakwazi ukukhosha umoya ukuthi okay, no, this is what's happening like higher. They can't pick up anything. They abahloli, ababoni, they're not those types of healers, right? Abanye inyanga bakababiza ngamagedla, ne? Abanye refer to inyanga as amagedla. I think emaXhoseni babathini amagqirha, or is it a general term?
Same thing.
A general term,
yeah.
Okay, so emaXhoseni they have a general term for isangoma nenyanga. But thina kwaZulu, inyanga is umlaphi odila nemithi kuphela. And I know, especially when I've dealt with people from Joburg or abantu that are of umdawu, they usually refer to umuntu ogxile kakhulu esimeni semithi as amagedla, right? So that's how they usually understand it. So if wazi ukuthi igedla yini, that's roughly what inyanga is umuntu nje ogcwele esimeni somuthi, odila nomuthi, ofika kuyena like a pharmacy, ofika kuyena uthi I've got a headache, akhiphela umuthi we-headache. Othi kuyena ngikhishwe isisu, akhiphela umuthi wesisu. Othi kuyena ngihlushwa umlenze, akunika umuthi womlenze. Right? They never deal with umsamu. As much as nowadays you find izinyanga dealer with umsamu for no good reason, or inyanga zilanda abantu abadala for a family, not understanding the repercussions of that, or inkinga that are gonna come from that. The only two people that deal with umsamu is Zangoma, because ziyahlola, ziyabona, and abathandazi. And abathandazi laba abahlolayo, abaprofethayo. Those are the ones that, because nabathandazi bayahluka nabo, there is a version yenyanga when it comes to abathandazi, right? So abathandazi kunabathandazi that don't hlola, but balapha ngokwesithunywa. So they'll pray for you, they will for example give you iwasho, bakuthandazelela amanzi, bakunika amanzi, bakuyise emanzini bayokugeza. Imvamisa actually, like when you go to amasonto ezayoni ne, ngihleli kwisigqile, when you go to amasonto ezayoni, isikhathi esiningi abafundisi basezayoni actually basebenza ngesithunywa, but they don't profit. So abahloli, there are those that can, but in most yabo they don't aba-prophet, aba-bully, you know, but they do other stuff okumsebenzi wesithunywa. So like example, ukumisa amaladi, ukuyogeza umuntu emanzini, ukuthandazela umuntu, ukulapha umuntu ngokwesithunywa, ngokwamanzi, ngokweyiwasho, yeah, so into kanjalo. So nakwabathandazi there is the younger version of umthandazi. So you dinga umthandazi umprofethi obhulayo, udinga isangoma ngoba siyabhula. Those are the people that deal with umsamu. Personally, ngihlezi ngisho as much as njengami ngiyisangoma, ngiyakhona ukuthi ngumisa umsamu, nguvusa umsamu emzini womuntu, ngilanda abantu abadala, ngibafake all those things. But I always say i-preference yami, I'd always go for umthandazi kuqala, umuntu predominantly osebenza ngesithunywa like uShabalala. I'd always go for somebody like that first, because isithunywa sila siyashesha. Everything is instant. As you walk in, instant. You know. So isithunywa sivamisa ukuthi sisheshe kakhulu. Idlozi like donsa kancane, it takes a while. But nalo mase seqalile liyagijima. You know. So I always say I personally will always prefer prophet. But those are the two that deal with umsamu. And the problem is when ulanda umuntu ongakwazi ukuthi ahoshe imoya, akwazi ukuthi adonse isimo when it comes to what's going on abule, is that you can sometimes infaka abantu kwikhaya that aren't supposed to be there, or infaka abanye abantu kwikhaya uthola ukuthi bebeney'khwama ezimbi, mhlambe bashona bethakatha, or whatever the case may be. Or uthola ukuthi nilanda abantu aba-wrong, because that's happened. I've seen that happen in a household where they fetched the wrong people. Also, sometimes mothinta izinto zomsamu, kukhona ama-adjustments that are made based on a family, right? Ukuthi la ekhaya kushoda umuntu othile, right? Kube nesibonakaliso esivelayo ukuthi okay, la ekhaya kudingakala ukuthi makudonswe usibanimani, makhona ukuthi ke kuhlangabezwe ukhokho thizeni, and this is how they want it done, right? Or sometimes uthola ukuthi they will show ukuthi okay, yonke into ihambe kahle, but this person in particular bafuna ukuthi bafakwe endlini yabo bodwa, yabo, and they need you to do it like this on this day, hambe ube amanzi nathile ngesikhathi sokuthi, and all of that, they give you a breakdown, right? Inyanga won't be able to see that. Inyanga won't be able to receive that communication because this is not what they do. Okay, it's not the core of how their calling is structured. Or umsebenzi wabo as a healer is structured. So it's very important because izinto zomsamu emzini yabantu kwamakhaya abantu ziphambana ngale basis. Nokuthi inyanga also they are not informed on nokuthi umsamu usebenza kanjani. This is how it's supposed to be structured, and this is how you do things so that izinto ayiphambani. So all those things end up causing a weight of problems on our home, on umsamu walowo muzi. So izinto gcina zingalungi because ultimately, I think as I explained before, umsamu is something that's so important to us all because ila inkaba zethu esidonsa khona, ila esidabuka khona. Those are the people that we come from that protect us and are able to give us strength in all that we do. So inkinga ifike ibe lapho, you know. So it's very, very important ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sibe ne-understanding when it comes to izinto zomsamo. All right. All right. And on the next one, right? When to bring in a healer. So I think it's very important to know. I'm sorry for the interruption. You're gonna hear a little bit. I was getting a call because I use my phone to record. So yeah, please excuse that disturbance. All right. So going back to when do you bring in a healer, right? So the times in which you start to bring in a healer is when, for example, uzoqala ufaka abantu abadala ekhaya, okay? And before ubafake phela fanele uqale ukuhlola ukuthi kuyisimo kanjani kwabantu abakini abangasekho, right? So you don't just go and you fetch them, you know. And be wary if a healer instructs you on how to do it, but they are not there to kind of oversee everything. Because essentially, fanele kube khona a confirmation of ukuthi umsebenzi uhambe kahle. Uyabo? So you need to be aware of that. To ukwenza umsebenzi kanjalo, and you know a healer isn't there to supervise or akhona ukubona ukuthi kuhambe kahle yini. So before nifaka abantu abadala ngiyahlola as a family, and then after senibafakile kube nesimo sokuhlola ukuthi how everything is. All right. And also before nibafake, you also need to hlola so that ukwazi ukuthi kufanele umsamu uhlambululo kanjani. You know, because there has to be a cleansing that is done prior to kufaka abantu. You can't just go ufaka abantu ungazi ukuthi bayisimo kanjani, bashona kanjani, and all those things. So you need to have that information prior to kuvela uthatha abantu abangasekho ubafake. Kuthiwani abadala bayizithutha. You know, so there's a reason why kusho kanjalo. You don't just fetch people, you know, or kokobagini, not knowing under what circumstances they died and what condition they died. All those things are vital information. No kwazi ukuthi umuntu wayenemiphi imikhuba. So fanele uyazi imikhuba yasekhaya, you know, so that you know what you are cleansing as well. Yabo. Even though there has to be a standard cleanse vele eyenziwayo, especially umuntu ozobe ekhuluma emsamo, yabo lo muntu fanele ahlambululwe. You know, so already there's that cleansing, standard cleansing that needs to be done. But if there are other issues as velayo, then ukwazi ukuthi okay, fanele sithathe isilwane thizeni, whether it be a chicken or a goat, sihlambulule 1 no 2 no 3 ngaphambi kokuthi bafake abadala. And sometimes abanye require ukuthi njengoba uzofaka abadala also kwenziwe umsebenzi that includes izithunywa zasekhaya. So you need to really know or really have somebody oyazi indaba yakhe when it comes to umsamo, because umsamu can make or break the family. All right, so there's that. Then also uyamlanda you fetch a healer when mhlambe ade kushoniwe, you guys have done the processes like ukugeza inzila nani, and now it's just a matter of after a certain period of time sekufanele ulandwa kulo muntu ayishonile. So you need a healer to help you with that. If mhlambe ekhaya akasekho umuntu owazi ukuthi kwenziwa kanjani and how what is the ibizwa protocol yokuthi ukwenza umsebenzi kanjani. You understand? You also need a healer ukuthi mekuthi fanele ufake umuntu ongasekho sashonayo emsamvelo khona ekhaya, and lo muntu washona kabuhlungu, mhlawumbe washona ngesikhali, or they died by suicide. Those things, by the way, when somebody poison is making himself known, so you also need to understand if somebody ushona kabuhlungu, yabo, noma umuntu ushona ngokuthi athathe impilo yakhe azibulale, leyo nto leyo umkhokho mubi, yabo, mhlawumbe ngisho eshona ngesikhali, lezo zinto zumkhokho mubi ekhaya. So because umkhokho mubi angabuya lo muntu alande abanye ukuthi nabo bahambe ngaleyo ndlela bahamba ngayo. Hence why you find certain families ubaba khona washona ngokuthi athathe impilo yakhe, then some of the kids will also bazoshona that way. Or uthola ukuthi mhlawumbe somebody in the family washona ngokuthi agwazwe, yabo, noma dutshule, then uthola ukuthi other people in the family nabo bazoshona kanjalo. So these types of ukuhamba kwabantu emndenini aphenduka bomkhokho omubi ekhaya. So izinto kanjalo nazo fanele iqale ukuthi mazilungiswe before those people bafakwe emsamo, before balandwe, uyayibona. So you need a healer to be able to help in that regard and help in those issues. Shabala, am I leaving anything else?
No.
Okay. Noguti as well, when I remember there was a case, and I've had this case a lot, where utholuguti umntwana ufuna ukwenza umsebenzi ukubonga, yabo, but fana qale enze like enze like iti or something umsamu, you know. It's vital to kind of go to a healer who understands umsamu, so that you don't end up, because some people end up saying, hayi kuno kuvela abantu bako baba bakho, umntwana ahamba enza umsebenzi kobaba, umsamu wako baba. Meanwhile, lezinto ayitholile, or these things that are happening, protection no khanyiseleka is coming from umsamu womalume. You need to be able to know ukuthi futhi kwa wena self inhlanhla zakho ziqhamukaphi, yabona kumuphi umsamu, so that you can do things accordingly. So it's important to, when uzwenza izinto zomsamu, ukwazi ukuthi uqala kumlaphi iqala, so that you know ukuthi awuphambanisi izinto, igcina izinto zakho when mayithinta emsamu nje zivele ziphambane zigcina sezenza umonakalo. All right. Yeah. Nezinto ke emosha umsamu, right? So now we're going into those things. What is izinto emosha umsamu yini? Shabalala, can you just like give us a few?
Yeah, brain dead right now, but it's what I don't.
You brain dead.
Yeah, ngizokhumbula ukuthi ziphi izinto abangabe add.
Okay. So basically, right, izinto emosha umsamu. Okay. What I've noticed, when you deal with healers that didn't really initiate the right way, uthola ukuthi even nani maybe nenzela izinto zomsamo azihambe ngendlela, because nabo abafundanga into ezendlela ezi-right. It becomes so tragic, because I remember I had abantu angibalapha eGoli that ended up being abantu angibalungisela umsamo yabo and umgoma babo and whatever. I had a conversation with a sibling, yakhona, a sibling of, just a sibling of one of them, all right? And what she told me was whenever she'd have intercourse with her person, umsamu ashisimpepho, you know, athi nje there's no cleanliness when it comes to something like that. Akahlambululi nothing, you know. So meqeda ukulala nendoda la uqeda ukuhlangana nomuntu wakhe ungene emsamu aqhubeka ashisa impepho enza izinto zakhe. And just to find that everybody that was there that I was dealing with was doing the same thing. They didn't realize ukuthi as whether umuntu kamoya or umuntu oshisa impepho emsamo sekhaya. It's important ukuthi if kusasa kunomsebenzi, for example, kusasa kuzobe kuhlatshiwe ekhaya. Ebusuku you not futhering awulali awenza inkonzo zasekamereni, you're not doing any of those things with your partner. You don't do that. The day before when I was saying nje leyo nto ukuthi kunomsebenzi kusasa. So because sometimes just before umsebenzi wenzeka abadala bayakhona ukuthi bafika bathi you know what kusasa kunomsebenzi, so I need you to do this and this and this adjustments or whatever the case may be. So you don't do inkonzo, you don't lofuza, you don't do davas or whatever that you guys call it, anyenzi, the day before umsebenzi. And when you have done it during the course of the week, right? Mase sekuthi angithi kusasa kunomsebenzi namhlanje wenza sure ukuthi ugezile. Alright? Wenza sure ukuthi ugezile ngesiqunga, wenza sure ukuthi umoya wakho fresh, yonke le ithunzi that come from intercourse zigeziwe zisusile zihlambululiwe, so that by the time ungena endlini yempepho or as a healer, the time ungena emsamu uyokhuluma nabadala, uyokhuluma nokhokho bakini, uyokhuluma nedlozi lakho uhlambululekile. So things like that, ubnuku as it is called, ibona benza umonakalo bobodwa nje ubnuku. Uyayibona? Hence why there are certain things ezokungcola ezigcina sezenzeka, whether it be egodlweni noma uthola ukuthi emsamo sekhaya awuhambi ngendlela because kunobnuku obukhona and it's not appreciated by the ancestors, and they do not, and when I say they do not tolerate it, they do not tolerate it. Okay, so there's that. Then udlimali. No. So there's that. It's not. Okay, so there's that. Then bese kuba ke indlini yempepho, right? When you're in your periods as a woman, awungeni endlini yempepho. Uyayizwa lento? Awungeni endlini yempepho. So njengami, right? Taking away ngoma bama sithi I'm not a healer, angisonisa ngoma. Kodwa ngikanile koShabalala. If koShabalala kunomsebenzi, bayangena ke bonke ke bayangena ke endlini yempepho ke kuyabikwa ke kwenziwani. If I'm in my periods, angingeni lapho. If I've just given birth, angingeni lapho. So you don't go into indlu yempepho. I'll even make another example, a simple one. All right? My brother wayenza umsebenzi wokwenza abadala lapha kwakhe. So then what does he decide to do? Some healer that I shall not name, a very famous healer, told him, it's fine, you can do this, you know, most you can do this by yourself, you don't need an elder. And then they say you just need like a family member, any family member, okuzofika akhulumele, right? Emsamo. Bearing in mind, he takes one of my uncles, who's like the middle child, the owner. And remember, if you remember my previous video, ngichaze kahle ukuthi umuntu oyinkosana lapho oshisa impepho, not just any person. All right, so it's the eldest that yena who becomes umnikazi umsamu nokuthi ubaba akasekho ekhaya. So my grandfather obviously has passed on. So I do have an eldest uncle that I love to death. He's absolutely the sweetest. Ugatsheni ke uyena akayingeni indaba zesiko. So my uncle is not a traditionalist. Akayihoyi nje indaba zamadlozi zomsamu nanani. He's not about that life. But my other uncle akanankinga. All right? So wathatha lo nganankinga. Wayowenza umsebenzi wakhe. In doing that, he then goes with the girlfriend, not ukuthi umakoti wasekhaya lo, not ukuthi she's anything, she's nothing. Wahamba naye bayogezana naye wherever that they went. So my brother took his girlfriend, who was not in a clean state, bayogezana bayocleansana la bacleansana khona, and then wathu kufaka abadala ekhaya. In a situation like that, wenza umonakalo, wenza into eyibulawa, into engasile ekhoza anger more than eyisibusiso. Yabona, she was a girlfriend. She was not, especially during that time, she was not in a position to be anywhere near izinto eyithinta umsamu. She was of no relation ekhaya. And on top of everything, Wabutwami, he has no authority ukuthi athinte anything that touches umsamu. And in a situation like that, especially because ekhaya ukhona umsamu at my mom's house, ukhona umsamu olaphaya. We're in a process like that, as I explained in the previous video. Uqala umsamu omkhulu, and then you do umsamu omncane. Yabo, so umdala uzala umncane. So there are things like that eyimoshayo ezenza ukungcola ezigcine zingathi manje ziphenduka isichitho kuwena, because you are doing things that are in no no states to be done. Okay, so umuntu wesifazane ekwama period or etetile, or has had a situation, noma kuthiwa umuntu oshonele futhi angena emsamu, because umuntu oshonele usuke ezilile, usuke ebumnyameni. So mose ebumnyameni awungeni kwizinto eziclean. Okay, what else? Umbango, when everybody is also trying to control umsamu, umuntu nomuntu menza into uyazibikela enze, instead of coming together as a clan or as a family and inenza izinto. When everybody is fighting to control umsamu, or when people go to healers ukuthi benze izinto ukuthi kube ngathi umsamu ubowabo, those things ziyawumosha in total umsamu. All right, so all those things is umkhokhomubi. Umsamu requires cleanliness. Umsamu requires inhliziyo egezekile, because also if you were fighting with your brother 2 days ago, yabo, or that week kufanele wenza umsebenzi, ayikho into ezolunga masushisa impepho. So umsamu requires ukuthula. Kufanele kube nokuthula ekhaya, kufanele ngabe nomsindo ekhaya, kufanele ngabe nombango ekhaya. Unfortunately, it can't be ukuthi nibe baningi kwinto eyodwa. Idinga one person that's going to lead, one person that's going to do everything, one person that's going to be a point of communication between the family and the ancestors. Okay, obviously if umndeni like mine unabantu aba njengami ngisangoma, umkhwenyana wami na unedlozi isangoma, my kids bayabona nabo bayakhona ukuthi babone izinto. Some of us are going to have dreams that are going to indicate things. Uyabona ukuthi hayi abadala bafikele kumina bakhuluma ukuthi nokuthi nokuthi. You communicate with the person okumnikazi womsamu, okuyena oshisa impepho ekhaya. Uyabona, so that information that you had received from the ancestors goes to that person. You don't then just try to do your own things because the one thing I always say, ancestors sometimes can be like bulldogs, ne? If uzovalela a bulldog in a corner, right? And ungayiniki indlela yokuphuma, right? And awuyifidi, awuyigezi, awuyinakekeli. So lenja le bulldog ihlushwa amazenze, ilambile, ayigeziwe, ingcolile, iyanuka, injani, ibhosha khona la, yenza yonke into khona la, and uyivalela in that corner. The day that bulldog breaks free, it will bite everything in its path. Izobulala kwasani kusendleleni yayo. So abadalwa like that, you don't try and entrap them ukuthi basebenzele wena. Yes, unfortunately, ancestors sometimes have favorites. Khona abantu uthola ukuthi hayi bandla loyana noma ngenzani kodwa idlozi liyamkhiqizela. You can't then try and compete with that, because awazi ukuthi what they have taken away in order to open that space for that person. So sometimes ancestors can do that, you know, where they play favorites, bamkhanyisela umuntu yonke into yakho ubona methu yenzeke. Kwabanye uthola ukuthi khamba kancane. You don't know the cause, because also your behavior. Yabo labantu abanenhliziyo ezimbi ezibophayo. Ayikho into ezokulungela when it comes to umsamo, mekuthi uzonyakaza kanjalo. Labantu laba abathi benza izinto fana nezangoma. Lento is exactly the same nabo. Imsamo yabo ubone ingamemezi. Like ekhaya, like there's always that thing where my mom would say ngelinye ilanga kuyothi uthwele, because every time you do things, you know, things happen, but they don't understand ukuthi asuke enzeke kanzima kanjani. You know, umuntu angafika la abone ukuthi I'm in a happy marriage, but you don't know what we've been through in order to get to the happy marriage. Umuntu abone ukuthi ngiphiwe ingane ezihlaniphile, ingane ezinhle, ingane ezithandekayo, but they don't know ukuthi sengangashonelwa ingane eziningi kangakanani, you know, before we got to this point. Yabo. So umuntu ukangalazi usizi lakho avela abone inhlanhla zakho. So nezangoma same thing. Most of them abanazi imsamo ememezayo ukuthi uyangena kumsamo umuntu uthi umlaphi kodwa nje uyabanda. Like mina sigodlweni, when you walk in, it's always warm. Like you can feel the energy of ancestors. You can feel awubuzwa. You can tell ukuthi usendlini yezangoma, you know. You can tell ukuthi ngishomolele khona, you feel that protection. You feel that thing ukuthi no man ngilele nabantu abangigadile lana. I always used to tell my twasses ukuthi yazini, no matter what happens, just know this is the one room you are the most safe in. No matter kuthiwa kwenzakalani lapha egcekeni, kodwa le ndlu le yohlezi wazi ukuthi igadile, i-safe. Because I have experienced it firsthand. You can tell, you wake up, uyazi no man, kunabantu abala, you know, abanyakaza. Umsamo fanele unyakaza, mongena kuona fanele uzwe isithunzi sawo. To feel that no, I'm within a place where there are people that are respectful, abahlala la, abantu bomthetho, abantu obonayo ukuthi no, they are busy, bayanyakaza, you know, nokuthi ngihle namadoda. So there are things like that you need to automatically feel. If you're gonna go to umsamo uyabanda, kunalokho mhlawumbe ukushayisa ngovalo, or you know ukuthi mhlawumbe mongene kuona nje ngathi ungene in your bedroom, uyayibona, azuthi lo umsamo akuwona. Umsamo has a different vibe to it. It's almost like going into those that come from big families like mine. Back when my family, my big family, you know, used to get along very well. You know, whenever we'd all go to emakhaya, you know, we'd go visit. My grandparents were there. You know, the whole family is there. When you get there was a level of warmth. You know, there was a level of joy and ukuphithizela nje kwakukhona ubona ukuthi I know man ogatsheni bahlangene, you know, ogatsheni ba happy, ogatsheni, you know, they are within. So it needs to feel like that when you go into a home or when you go into umsamo. It doesn't have to be umsamo ehila. Umsamo nje wakini mongena kuona fanele ungabandi, funa ube no that fa yabo, ube no that nginyakaza ubani uthi no ngikumsamo, yabo, ngoba ngisho uvusa umsamo wakini, you know, you need to feel ukuthi ufezekile. When a healer comes, which is one of the things that we will talk about, ukuthi uvuswa kanjani umsamo. When a healer comes, uzovusa umsamo wasekhaya, you know, you need to feel ukuthi yenzekile before you even uyihlole or before you see anything. There's that feeling that you get mekuthi ade ngena abantu abadala, you can almost like feel them come in to indlu, you know. Then you know it's not physical, and this is before dreams, before anything. Yeah, but I mean, I've ngimisile imsamo yabantu, ngivusile imsamo yabantu, ngayiqala phansi ka sabalanda olwandle, sabalanda emfuleni, you know, because mobaland, especially those that have abantu abangabazi ukuthi bangcwatshaphi or baphelelaphi. One of like the 3 bodies of water that are so important, or 3 places, I'm not sure because the one is not a body of water, but the 3 places that are very powerful when fetching people or fetching insects. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna try and do a video, a live. I'm just gonna go on live on Friday. Yeah, because Thursday I'm gonna try. Yeah, I think Friday I'm gonna do a live at let's say 6 o'clock. But nani ngizongitshela, please just suggest a time. Mhlawumbe noma ngizodo like a questionnaire thingy or survey thingy, yini lento le. Kodwa mos ngiyazi ukuthi ngikhuluma ngani. Leanto, where you guys can vote whether you want whether you want ukuthi ngenze at 3 p.m. on Friday or 6 p.m. on Friday. So one of the two ngizongazisa and ngikhoneke ukuthi ke ngiyenze ngaleso sikhathi ki live yami, and then answer all your questions with regards to this video before I move on. All right, so ngizonibona ke maduze kungekudala nje sikhona ukuthi siphinde sixoxe sidikide indaba zikamoya, sidikide indaba zedlozi zeyithunywa and so forth. So yes, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and definitely support the channel. Please, I'm gonna put on the description box my contact details, how you guys can get a hold of me, and then sikwazi ukuthi siqhube konke sikwenzayo. Ngithi makube kuhle kube mhlophe, and we shall chat soon.